Alright YouTube, it's 2 Cent back with my 2 cents on Octopath Traveler, and Lionel has officially released, so we're going to be taking a look at what his kit looks like today on the English servers versus what they were on kind of JP, and then give all my overall thoughts on whether or not I think this is a character that, you know, if you're liking the aesthetic, whatever, to throw some rubies at, and maybe at the end, maybe I'll throw some rubies at it, so let's get into it. Alright, so first thing with this update, if you're looking here, we got 100 rubies today. That is because it should be 100, days since the game's been, out. So if you've been playing since day one, you should be getting those 100 rubies today. And then on top of that, they're going to give us 30 today as well for the maintenance. So 130 rubies today, not too bad. So make sure you pick those up before you head off into the banner anyway. So let's just jump right on in here. This is actually going to be my first kind of look at the new unit, so we're going to get a kind of nice little fresh look here. So just right off the cuff, looking at the stat kind of pools here, we'll see if there's much difference. Looks like the SP, the HP, the physical attack, defense, magic attack, magic defense. Looks like the stats on this unit haven't changed. It looks like that's one of the things that they left alone with this unit is all the stat blocks here. So let's see what maybe they have done with the skills. So looking at the skills here, it looks like guillotine and rhyme are going to be the same as what we had over on the JP, and then level slash will be the same as well. Looks like there's no changes to those abilities. And then we're going to get a change here at what was the single target inflict 10% defense down, has just been changed to this new trifold armor break. Still 10% defense down on it, but it is a 3 times hitter for 55% potency. So overall, this is a really nice change. I think this will, people probably weren't using this before, especially for a 10% down with no, real shield break purposes. This will give this ability some usefulness. And then our protective slash, that defense up ability for 2 sword hits, it's the same from the JP over to global. Spirited slash here, that kind of sword nuke, the same here. However, the somewhat ice nuke over there, the one-time single hit for 230 power, got changed over here to this 3 times ice attack with a 65 potency. So I think this is a good change, because if you're looking at the magic power, that nuke probably wasn't really what you'd be going for anyway, so this will actually turn that into a nice kind of ice shield breaker. Even with that kind of low magic, you're still looking at just being able to break some shields here. So overall, I think that's a really good change as well. And then as we're kind of looking at the rest of these here, everything else is going to stay the same. We're going to have that impart self up with physical defense up by 20%. Which is still a 2-hitter, so I kind of actually do like this ability. I think it was one of the ones that was decent about his kit from before, if you're adding, needing some extra defense on a fight or something like that. And then just our AoE ability here, looks like it's all going to remain unchanged. So looking over at the passive skills, looks like these are going to stay the same as well, which is part of... I don't know. This was one of the things I was hoping that they're going to change, is moving around these passives here, maybe to give him some attack up, or just some sword damage up, something like that, closer to what kind of Fior has. But it looks like this is going to stay the same. So while affected while certain status ailments, going to be able to buff his defense and magic defense by that 15%. And then start of battle raise BP recovery amount to self by 1. So this is similar to what Theo gets, and so it's certainly not bad, but I kind of wish there was some damage here. So now we're gonna have to try and supplement the damage ups for this character from other areas, so that is going to make it difficult. So in some comparison from this, like Fior is going to have roughly the same sort of attack and everything like that, be able to push out that same kind of base level damage easier, because she's going to have all of her passives being able to kind of boost her past Lionel here. So that's little disappointing as far as that piece of it goes. Now, as far as awakenings, the awakenings are always going to be the same there, and the accessory itself has remained unchanged, which is at 60 attack, 40 defense, 400 HP, as well as 15% sword damage up. So I think what they're looking for is trying to entice people who are on the more whaley side of thing to pick up this accessory, get these extra stat boosts for him, because I think we're looking at a sword user that's supposed to be on the little more tanky side of things. As you can tell, the special there, as long as it stays the same, because we don't know about that. They could, maybe that's one of the things they're going to change, but he did have an AoE taunt to himself on that special. So you can kind of see that was kind of the idea for him over in JP. We'll see if that's what kind of carries over to here. So he'll also get an additional attack increase when affected with certain status ailments. So I see where they're going with this accessory, and this accessory would go a lot to kind of providing those damage increases for him. However, that's kind of a whale territory to be looking at getting all those awakenings for him. So that's kind of what we're looking at for him today. Let's, maybe kind of look just a little bit of how he compares to Fior, just a little bit more. So just to take a quick look here, as far as stats goes, we're going to be pretty close across the board. The HP is pretty much like we're within 30. The SP is the exact same. The attack is the same. Lionel is going to win out on defense, but not by a whole lot, about 15 there. The magic is going to be the same. Magic defense he's going to win out just a little bit over on that as well. The crit, Fior's going to take that. And if you look at it, the speed, Lionel isn't the quickest boy out there, so I would like to see this a little bit closer to that kind of 300 mark, which would have been really nice. But one of the things that we see constantly is that units that know how to taunt typically don't get speed, a whole lot of speed, so maybe that is something that they're planning on, that the special is going to stay the same, and so that taunt will be available for us later on with the special, and so he doesn't have a whole lot of speed there. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it's something that that they just didn't change that, and they still changed the taunt on it. Like I said, we won't know that until the specials arrive. Now we were pretty sure about them before, but now we have no idea. So as far as should you pull on this unit, we know good old Fior here being able to kind of boost her kind of own self up, kind of a self-sufficient unit. If you have Fior, I don't see this as a necessary warrior to pick up. If you're looking for somebody who's going to be useful for the tournament, the Varkin tournament that arrived today, yes, this unit will be good for it. However, there's also lots of other good units that are good for that this cup as well. So it's kind of one of those things that he's probably still a unit that you can go ahead and pass on and feel pretty safe. He is entering the general pool, so at some point anyway, and so I think you could probably just wait and pick him up then. If you're just picking up a unit today to kind of use in the tournament cup, that's going to be a long time to try to get that unit leveled up into the point where you can still use them in that tournament. So at that point, I'm just not sure it's necessarily worth it. So I'll tell you what, let's kind of look over at the banners. So it looks like these banners, it's going to be the same sort of step up that we had for Cardonia. Looks like this is what we're going to get for Lionel as well. And I told you guys that I really like these step ups. Now, in general, we used to have the ones that were 150. That's really for, I think, the kind of dual banner, older units. And it looks like we're going to get this kind of more consistent 200 ruby, cost with a 100, discount for these step ones going forward on units that are just now coming out, which I still think this is going to be somewhat appealing. I certainly don't want to use up all my rubies because I, definitely want to save up, over time here. But I think our ruby income can sustain the pulling on this one. So that's what we're going to do today. Won't be enough for a full video, so I just thought I'd tack it on here. That I'm just going to do the step one. So we're going to see where we're at on that, see if we can pick up anything on here. I'm good with any off banners as well. I have yet to max out any units, so far not looking great though. Let's see here. No there. Now one thing that is really nice is in my hunts, I finally picked up a Sacred Seal of the Trader. And so I was actually able to get my Trussa from 4.5 to 5 stars. So that is my exciting news. I picked that up yesterday. So if I don't get lucky here, at least I got lucky over there, which is hard to do. So it looks like we're going to miss on this one. That's just kind of how it is sometimes, and that's okay. Like I said, I wouldn't be going too crazy for pulling for this guy. We are getting other decent units, and I don't think just the changes to just his 2 skills are going to make or break this unit as being, somebody who we just can't skip on for now. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the kind of comparison here, and that's been my 2 cents.